Hey, Empress Vibrant here. Hope everybody is well. If you haven't already, please subscribe. All the information for your personal read is in the description box below. And if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at Empress Vibrant. All right, let's switch on to IG where we do our live daily readings. All right, let's see what's in store for us. Universe. That's what the collective energy is. I'm en route to work, but I'm listening. Oh, you do your thing, girlie. I'll soon start myself. Today. Card wanted to fly out. Hold on. Oh, that's lovely. Friendship. Hey, how you doing, Ruru? You all right, baby? So a card just flew out, and the card is friendship. Oh, there's a bit of a glare going on. So it's friendship. Number 22. So we know that's partnerships. That's about duality. That's about coming together, working together. So that's partnership. It's lovely. Friendship. Yes, I love that. So today's energy is centered around friendship. Okay, so the message is, the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. That's really sweet. That's actually really lovely. I love that energy. So what may happen is that old friends may buzz you up today. No worries. It might be one of them ones where you want to reach out to somebody you haven't spoken to in a while. An old friend pops up and says, a long time and I see you. You know what I mean? Yeah. You might be getting some of that, hey, big head text. Ain't seen you in a while. What you been on? You know, that type of vibe. Yeah, I love that friendship. Let's find out what's it's centered around. Because there's quite a few things going on in the tummy. There's some really gorgeous feelings, and I feel like there is things that have been cleared up. Can you tell me why friendship is here? Oh, let's see. Okay, wow, okay. So friendship, yeah. So this is the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire to connect, for connection and miss that again. Well, there. The energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on a mutual affection and appreciation. I appreciate love everybody, and I love my love one. Yes. Right, so let's find out why this has come up. So we've got number 13, which is death and rebirth. So we know that there's a change in the relationship dynamics. There's a change in the way that you are interacting with people. There is a way that you are viewing your relationships. There's a different standard now. There is a different way of supporting people. You're now learning different ways you would like to be supported. Even like we talk about up level, understanding how we want to be soothed when we are venting, when we are getting things off our chest, when we are going through a lot, you know, and the type of support that we are actually calling out for, what is going to be beneficial. Sometimes, you know, with our friends, you may tell them that something is up and they just go off without fully listening to where you are, and they don't allow you to vent. So I think there's a change in the way that you are relating to each other. Your friendship groups are going through a transition. So you will find that you may have many of your friends coming at you differently, maybe becoming more intimate, maybe not just having surface level conversations. Maybe there's no more fear of saying the wrong thing. I'm moving away from treading on eggshells, feeling like maybe, you know, there's something more that you could be offering one another. So I love that. So there's a change, a death and a rebirth. So when there's a death of something, there's a change. It's no longer viable. But the rebirth is the fact that it's coming brand new. There's you know, it's grown new stalks, you know, budding new flowers. There's a different way of this relationship. Hey, my sweetie, there's a different way these relationships are going to be displaying themselves. Oh, and well, and thank you so much as well, Kamaya, for doing the thing from yesterday. I was actually going to respond, and it was so bang on because even for me, yesterday's energy was a mazza with that flexibility. Sorry to go off, guys, but just as a side note, flexibility was definitely for me. I should have really taken some time off work. I was exhausted. Obviously, I've got decorating going on in the background, things that are a bit upside down and a bit uncomfortable. But today I kind of had that little extra bit of energy. I went to bed super, 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 super early yesterday. Yeah, I needed it, right? I still had work. I still had to do my general mummy bits and pieces. I went for a long walk just for some introspection, just for some time, just to have my own mind, just sort of just download basically. So thank you so much, Kamaya, and big up in general, yeah. And imagine what the card says, friendship at number 22. So that's all about partnerships, duality coming together. And it's the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection, connections with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. So today looks like there's going to be some link ups. Maybe there might be some old friends popping up out of the woodworks. Well, I haven't heard from you in a while, or your depan, all of that type of energy. And we were saying that we have death and rebirth. Hey, darlings. So the death and rebirth. So there's a death of the old way of a friendship. So maybe where it was quite difficult and tense and you weren't able to speak to them and there was always this eggshell vibe. I can't really be, 100% transparent. And the rebirth is the change. So the change of perspective, the change in the way that you wish to be treated and the way that you're treating your friends. I was even talking about the up level where we're talking about self-soothing. When we're venting, sometimes we just need to let our friends know how best to support us. Not every time their method is what is required. So it's all of that type of energy. Great Sage, my darling. So it's beautiful that there's a transition and there's two of one. So when we're talking about friendships, we're talking about decisions that need to be made. So this is decisions on whether or not those friendships are going to stand the test of time. Decisions around whether or not you are willing to address certain issues. Decisions about doing things together, finally. All of these ideas and all of these plans, and everybody's nervous about COVID and things like that, but there are other ways and safe ways to still commune, and maybe those are decisions around how we balance that. Because we've got to remember, everybody's got their own perceptions about this particular pandemic, and you just have to allow everybody to have their opinions. But your decision has got to be whether or not you're going to feed into the parts of that relationship that doesn't serve you, whether you are going to be enlightening, are you going to be giving knowledge, or are you going to be batting down people's views? All of these things are is what's being challenged at this point, or what is being highlighted. So within our friendships, we know that there's shifts happening, there's changes. So this could be, me and you's relationship is strained at the moment. Let's talk about it. Is there something we can do mutually to allow us to grow, or that honest decision to, say, you know what, we're not on the same page anymore, but nothing but love to you. Keep it moving. And just know if there's anything that you need me there. I'm here for you. That type of thing. So it could be a lot of things, wanting to link up. That's why I was saying there's a bit of a mixed bag energy. Some of it's that light, fluffy, friendship, where people are bonding and actually finding mutual things like this journey that we're on to self-discovery and to evolve spiritually. That's a mutual goal or objective. So we can bond through those things, and I think it's very, very beautiful. Then we've got the Justice card. There's some Libra energy. So there is definitely definitely a need for things to be balanced. Like I said at the beginning, I felt like some of the relationships are unbalanced and there are some decisions to be made. and there are also some changes on the horizon. But these changes are coming with a rebirth. So there is a new way of seeing things, a new way of approaching the situation, a new way of interacting and participating with your friends. Whether these are the intimate friends from times of old, or whether they are new people who you've met along your journey. This can even be your colleagues, but there is a need for justice, there's a need for balance. So like I said, in the first instance, if there's things that you're not talking about, it is having an effect on how you are relating with yourself, you know, through the guise of somebody else. Okay. So all of those things. So there's a need for balance, there's a need to speak up, there's a need to make sure that you are the person, if you see there is things are off kilter, you can slightly balance it back with those decisions to speak up, taking actions, and just changing the perception, you know. So I love that. So this justice is all about that equilibrium, making sure there is a balance, it's fair, it's just. You ain't hanging around with people who's doing a mazza out there on the roads. You know, it's like every time I go out with these people, they just got sticky fingers and could get arrested at any time. You know, once upon a time when you was young and all them things there, yeah, you know, that's a part of growing up. But after a certain time frame, there are certain things that our people are involved in that we know it's just not the done dizzle. So there is a need for equal fair balance in where you're at now, because there has been a transition, there has been a change, there's been a rebirth in you, you know. And last but not least, we've got the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is all about getting things done, finally saying, right, what are we doing, gang? What are we doing? What are we doing? You know, that is taking something from the ground up. That is saying, I think it's time we take action on this. Let's go here. Let's do this. Let's collab. Let's link up. And this could even be support with, I'm hearing support with college work, uni work. So maybe you're supporting your friend by trying to not be on the phone for too long with them, beating up the gums because you know that people are busy. Maybe you're learning boundaries now. Yeah, definitely a change, definitely a rebirth, definitely a new way of seeing things. So it's actually really, really beautiful. So I'm going to do a recap before I go into my love activations. So we know the energy is friendship. So the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. Okay, so that's lovely. It's all about partnerships coming together, working together. There is a death and rebirth. So there is a death of our old way of doing things, seeing things, interacting, and there's a rebirth. There's a new way you want to do things. Maybe you're more vocal now. This is how I'd like to be soothed when I'm venting. This is how I would like to be supported in this situation. And this is how I will be supporting you in this situation. There's a change in the dynamic. There's not just a going along with things just because, or because it has always been that way. And that's just how we relate to one another. There is always a way of changing and transmuting how you are relating to one another. Okay, and those are from making those decisions. Those decisions are based on what do I want? What is my objective? What do I want out of this situation? And making that decision to become who it is that you want, to be the reflection that you wish to see. So all of those decisions, all of those new acts, these new actions mean that there is a change and you're creating more balance, making sure things are fair, making sure that the equilibrium is right, that everybody involved is getting what they're supposed to be getting. If not, there's that conversation, a decision, that need for change, for balance, for equilibrium, you know. So if there are some untoward things going on, there is a change. There is going to be a new way of doing things. Maybe your company changes, you know. And then we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands now we're talking about saying, right, we're ready to do stuff. We're ready to get on, let's get on job. Let's do this. So like I said, supporting one another, encouraging. This is the get up and go energy. This is right, let's do this. What you're saying. Are we linking up? Are we going for a long walk? let's take in some fresh air, let's go for a nature run, you know, whatever it is that you can do with your friends. This is a time of coming together for mutual objectives. There's a huge healing around it as well. So yeah, it's really, really beautiful. I'm loving the fact that friendship's here. It's nice. It's lovely. Right, so let's see what is being activated within us through our friendships. What they pulling out in us, man. Let's see. Being activated within the collective through these friendships. What's the messages in these friendships? What are we learning? What is being activated within us in these friendships? No, nobody comes in our life for no reason, yeah? Some people come to cause a ruckus, some people come to give you some direction. And sometimes we cause a ruckus in other people's lives. Hey, sweetie. So let's see why that is. See what is being activated within us. Wow. Okay. So the first one we have is compassion. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. So that's really, really beautiful. Hey, darling. So when we're talking about that compassion, we are talking about all of that when we're coming from our friendships. The overall energy is friendship today. Okay, so it's our intrinsic desire for connection, you know, based on mutual affection and appreciation. So this friendship, you know, that we're talking, hey, my sweetheart, we're talking about these friendships. There is a change in the friendship, the change in the way that the dynamics may happen, the way that you relate with one another, decisions to change that dynamic by taking some type of action, talking out the thing, being honest, making new, forming new bonds and more healthier bonds as well. Balance, making sure that there's balance and equal give and take in your relationships, because our friendships can't be one-sided. That is how things get stale and how tensions arise. I wouldn't close that because your jumper's in here. You should take your jumper. Sorry about that, mummy dealers. And then the page of wands. And the page of wands are talking about what we're going to do. Let's get up and do something. So whether that means you're going to link up with your friends for a nice stroll in nature, talk, reason, you know, help one another. I'm even helping each other with college, uni work. So maybe you just don't phone them on those days and beat up the gums because you know that they're busy. You know, I'm saying all of these things when you create other things to encourage and motivate one another. So there's a beautiful energy here surrounding friendships and how they support our intrinsic need for that desire. And our bonds are being strengthened, but also now we are being more mindful about how our bonds and our relationships are actually supporting us, okay? So compassion, so we understand that there's a need for us to live and be love. You know, living and sharing love is how we support our friendships. That's how our friendships become stronger, based on more than I've known you for a number of years. We have children. We went to college together. Sometimes those things are not enough to keep the bond going. But when we're showing a compassion for somebody's state of being or where they are at, that is when we are truly opening ourselves and being a true friend. So it's coming from that compassion place as well. Being able to be trustworthy. So you have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. So that's faith in where the situation is going, the messages that you're going and messages that you're getting about the relationships you have around you, and also making sure that you're trustworthy. You trust yourself to show up. You trust yourself to say the right thing at the right time. You trust yourself to motivate and encourage the same way that you would want that in your times of need. So trust is definitely a big thing, and making sure whatever it is that you're talking to your friends about, that you can trust that it's going to stay with them. So whatever is said to you is for you only. It's not for you and whoever else you're talking to in this situation. Just to, you know, divulge what's kind of going on. We've got to learn how to balance that out. individuality. Yeah. So individuality, you leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. So that's you being your full self, people learning from you, because there's nobody quite like you. You are unique. You are individual, although we are part of this great whole. So you being you allows other people to see the radiance in you, see your gifts, celebrate those gifts, you know, and I love that, because that means that we are able to recognize that although we don't have the same views or we don't like the same things necessarily, because sometimes we have a mutual thing where we went to school together, but maybe we don't like the same music, we don't, you know, frequent the same type of places, but we have a mutual objective of spiritual growth. So that's what unites us. That's what brings us together. However, my journey is my own. It's not going to look like yours, and somebody's journey is not going to look like that. You know, everyone's separate in the way that they get there, but definitely our paths intertwine, and that's how we grow. So we've got spontaneity. Ooh, so it's about flipping things up, doing things out of the norm. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. Yes, embrace new situations. Let's do this. Yes. Let's not stick to the same old MO. Let's do things differently. Let's flip things up a little bit. Yeah, spontaneity. Oh, I'm down for all of that. I'm down for spontaneity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause and effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. So if you are in relationships that are draining the bejeebers out of you, or is not serving you, or you realize that your role as a friend, you feel that you have not been fulfilling, and you recognize that there is, if you have a negative viewpoint towards your relationship, or you always see it, the outcome being negative, then best believe it's going to be so. If you project that it's going to be a better type of relationship, or that they will be more receptive this time, just start trying to test it with them bad getting people. Like, no, when I speak to them today, they're going to be more receptive than they were the last time. They're going to do less gossiping than the last time, you know, and push out the love that it is that you want to see, and that you know, that you're giving. Because you'd be surprised that the more we just be like, oh, that person, the way that they behave, we're not helping the situation. It's like we want things to be dry. It's like, do you want things to be dry? You're not trying to ask for things to be different. Look at these walls. Ugh. But you see, when things done, lad. So, and then we've got discernment. You are developing the skills to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. Yes, discernment. Who did it? For what? Yeah, what is the truth and what is the illusions? I love that. So there is discernment to be had here within our relationships, within our friendships. And we have tolerance. You appreciate others' points of views because of your sense of love in everyone. Yes, we do have that tolerance, but obviously we need to make sure that everybody is allowed to be who they want to be, but we don't squeeze ourselves. Hey, Nads, that we don't squeeze ourselves down in the name of being tolerant, or in the name of being fair and being balanced. Okay, because even when we're being fair and we're being balanced, we have to make sure that we are doing likewise for ourselves. Okay, so when we are talking about our friendships, it's going through a lot of different transitions. Some beautiful things. There are some transitions. Hey, my sweetheart. Hey. It's actually really lovely energy. The energy overall is friendship. So it's really, really lovely. There are some changes. There are some upgrades going on. Decisions being made on how we relate to one another. Yeah, it's lovely. Being called to be more spontaneous, discerning, tolerant, trusting and compassionate as well. So some real gorgeous messages here around friendship, and it's our intrinsic need for connection, you know, with others, you know, based on mutual affection and appreciation. And you know, I got much love for y'all. So that bodes very, very well. Especially as I took a little breaks yesterday. Nice to see you now. Nice to see you now. Right, so let's get into what the information for this. No, 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 no. You got not all of you. I don't know where you're going. Did you see all of them fly out? I'll watch it back. Yeah, man, when you're ready, girly, they're there. Watch it back when you like, girl. In your leisure. All right, I feel like there's one more. I don't want to hold you, but like one more just to round off this message, please. That's you. Thank you. Right. So, affirmations to support this reading is, so I choose to say no. Yes, I choose to say no. Yeah. To anything that does not serve me. You know, I choose to say no to limiting myself or limiting my friendships based on, you know, I don't know. Sometimes our relationships are just based on the past. Do we have anything more in common? You know, I choose to say no to wasting time, not being progressive. I choose to say no to judging other people's positions, judging myself too harshly. I choose to say no to that. And I choose to come from a place of love, you know, and that's all about the two of wands making that decision. So there is a choice. Okay, and then we have life is a journey, travel at your own pace. Hey, cuz, nice to see you here in the dawning. Hey, darling. So we have life is a journey, travel at your own pace. Especially when we're talking about what our friends are on, what everybody else is doing. Sometimes it can become very, very jarring when you feel stuck and everybody seems to be doing all right. You're like, wagwan. Wagwan for me then, because boy, I'm finding it kind of difficult around it. You know, people seem to be skating through life. But we need to understand everybody's journey is different. Everybody's bump in the road is going to be different. How they internalize things will be different. So just travel this journey at your own pace. Don't be in no competition with nobody. Keep your own balance, making sure that you're moving fairly, open, making those decisions. It's lovely to actually do things, move. I love that. And the last one is, I make decisions from a place of love. Yes, I make decisions from a place of love. So I make a decision. I'm making decisions based on my mental health. I'm making decisions based on my desired effect, my desired outcome, my highest intentions, what I want from myself and what I want from my loved ones, or for those I want to stay clear from me. You know, but you can do that with love. You can let people, leave people over there, but not have an angst or not have, yeah, there's no need to hold on to the malice of it. You know, just choose to say no to the dead vibes. Live life in your own way. Don't be rushing and trying to be in a competition with nobody. And make decisions from a place of love. It's all good. Look after yourself. Be good to one another. That has been your daily reading, my darlings. I hope it resonated. Those who missed it, can watch it back at your leisure. And yeah, this is a general. So if it doesn't resonate, maybe it's ain't your reading today. Come back tomorrow, might be yours. But I'm definitely, this is going to be something in there that resonates for at least somebody. So I hope that these messages were empowering and you got something. So much love to you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh yeah, for our daily reading. Mwah! Blessings, family. Look at that. Friendship, because I love all y'all. You know that, right? Take care, darlings. So that has been your daily reading for today. To catch me on a live one, catch me on my IG at Empress Vibrant, where you can be involved in the chat. And also for your personal readings, the information is in the description box below because we know that it's only general. So for a more personal reading, yeah, hit me up. Let's do this. All right, take care. Listens.